Hello everyone. In today 11th economics, we are going to learn about utility analysis. Utility analysis. What is utility? The want or satisfying power of any commodity is known as utility. It is different from usefulness. Usefulness means if something is useful or not. That depends on that particular commodity. But utility is want satisfying power, whether that particular product or commodity is useful for that person or not, and that is called the utility. For example, this chalk, it is very useful, but it has utility only for a teacher, not for a student. And a copy pen, that is very useful, but teacher does not have any utility for that because he uses chalk and not the copy pen. But the copy pen has the utility for a student. So utility means the want, the satisfying power of a consumer, of a person. Now who is consumer? Who is consumer? Consumer is the person who consumes the commodity, who uses that commodity. And consumer is different from the customer. Customer means the person who buys the product, who purchases the product from the market is customer. But consumer is the person who uses that product. For example, your book may be purchased by your father, so your father is customer. But the book is being used by you, so you are the consumer. So what is utility? The want satisfying power of any commodity to a consumer is known as utility. The want satisfying power. Now, this utility has a law. That law was given by Professor Marshall, the law of diminishing marginal utility. According to this law, the marginal utility of any commodity keeps on declining. The law is the law of diminishing गिरता हुआ marginal utility. Now what is marginal utility? So marginal utility is extra utility, is additional utility which we derive from consumption of a commodity. For example, I am eating something, I am eating commodity X. So how we are going to calculate the marginal utility? That if I am using the first unit, I got 20 utils, I got 20 satisfaction. It is assumed, it is not practically possible, it is assumed that I got marginal utility of 20 units. If I consume one more commodity, my MU, my marginal utility will decline. The want satisfying power will decline. If I consume one more unit, my utility will decline again. That is the law of diminishing marginal utility. And what this law says, as we consume more and more units of one commodity, our marginal utility keeps on declining. And it applies to our real life also. Although we cannot measure it in numbers, but it is applied in our real life. If you are hungry, you eat something, at the first piece you are getting more satisfaction. But on the second piece, the satisfaction will reduce. Third piece, satisfaction will reduce again. And if you continuously eat something, then satisfaction will reduce continuously. But time will come when satisfaction will become zero. That is the law of diminishing marginal utility. This law has some assumptions. There are some assumptions, and assumption number one is that we can measure the utility. First assumption of this law is that we can measure utility. Actually, it is not practically possible. That's why we have taken assumption that we can measure the utility. The second rule or second assumption is standard unit. There should be a standard unit of every commodity. Whatever we are consuming, whatever we are eating, whatever we are drinking, there should be a standard unit of that commodity. For example, if we are drinking water, then we should use unit as a glass. Means the utility of first glass, the utility of second glass, the utility of third glass. We should not drink the water with a spoon. then if we are using spoon to drink the water, this law will not apply. So we need a standard unit. The third is continuous consumption. The consumption should be continuous. If I want to apply this law, then I have to continuously eat or consume something. If I am having a break between consumption of two different commodities, this law will not apply. If I am eating something, if I am eating kachori, then I have to continuously eat kachoris so that I can get this law to be applied. Then the next assumption of this law is that mental condition should be stable. That the mental condition of consumer should be stable. It means the consumer should not have any type of drug or any type of addiction for a particular thing. If he is having any type of addiction, then this law will not apply. The mental condition, if he is drunk, he has taken some type of drugs, then he may continuously eating something without reducing the utility. So these assumptions should be applied everywhere. We can measure the utility, the unit should be standard, the consumption should be continuous, and the mental condition of the consumer should be stable. If we are applying all those assumptions, then only the law will apply. This law can also be presented by the diagram. The diagram is like this. It is your y-axis, x-axis. And what is the law? Law of diminishing marginal utility. So this can be presented in this way. Your marginal utility keeps on declining. It is the diagram for marginal utility. Okay. Now we are going to learn till what stage a consumer will consume one commodity. I said we have to consume continuously. So until when? Until when a consumer will consume a commodity. So for the purpose of ascertainment of that, we will talk about consumer's equilibrium. We will now understand what is consumer's equilibrium. Consumer's equilibrium means the situation where consumer maximizes his profit, maximizes his satisfaction. When consumer maximizes his satisfaction, that point is known as consumer's equilibrium. For that purpose, we have to compare the marginal utility of any commodity with the price given. If I am giving a price for a commodity, then the satisfaction from that commodity should equal to that. If satisfaction is more in comparison to price, I will consume more commodity. But if satisfaction is less in comparison to price, then I will reduce the consumption. I will stop only on that point where the marginal utility and the price of that commodity are same. Okay, let us take one numerical example. There is one commodity and the price of that commodity is 5 rupees. If I consume 1 unit, I got the marginal utility of 10. The price given was 5. The marginal utility I got was 10. Means marginal satisfaction is more in comparison to price. I will consume more commodities. I consumed second unit and got the satisfaction of 8. It means now I am paying rupees 5 again and getting the satisfaction of 8. Satisfaction is more than the price. So I will buy one more unit. Third unit. I got the satisfaction of 5. These numbers are assumed. These are not practical numbers. These numbers are assumed. So if I buy the third unit, I got the satisfaction of 5. The price was 5 and satisfaction was also 5. So I will stop my consumption. And it is my consumer's equilibrium. You know why I stopped here? Because if I buy one more unit, my satisfaction will reduce. It means I will pay rupees 5, but the satisfaction I got from that particular commodity shall be less. So I will not buy that commodity. So it is the consumer's equilibrium concept. Consumer will be in equilibrium where he maximizes his satisfaction, and it can be ascertained when the price of that commodity equals to the marginal utility of that commodity. There is one numerical example, and now we can also make make a diagram. Let us assume it is the price of that commodity. The price is constant. The price is constant, and marginal utility keeps on declining. Price is constant, but marginal utility keeps on declining. The point where both are equal is my equilibrium point. At that point, my equilibrium will be there. It means the satisfaction of consumer is on maximum. It was a very small law, second law for your commerce career, that was consumer's equilibrium and the law of diminishing marginal utility. I hope the video is clear. Thank you.